Hello everyone and welcome back to the Existence podcast. This is episode 37 and we are here on the community server fresh off the back of the third reunion UHC with all sorts of legacy members, and it was it was quite a good time. Today we are joined by myself, mcpeachpies, TCMidnite. Hello TC.
Hello.
It's PurpleJay.
Hello.
And an old friend, Legacy Season 1 member, ISean.
Hello.
Yep, so...
No, he's Sean. IJ.
It is Purple Sean. So, should we give a bit of context for starters? So, yeah, like I said, the UHC was like half an hour ago, if not 45 minutes ago. We just finished it.
45.
It was nuts. It was honestly one of the most fun UHCs, and we'll talk spoilers. Not that it's a huge deal, but this podcast will come out probably before like highlight videos. But some people did stream it, so there'll be links. I'll try to link all the stream archives and anything I can in the description, but. Jay, do you want to kind of give a little bit of context about what the Reunion UHC is? I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but still.
Yeah, of course. So, roughly 5.5, 6 years. Wait, has it been that long?
6.5 years. Oh my goodness.
What
do you want to know since the first UHC?
Yeah, 4 years ago. 4 years ago.
Yeah, I'll fact check you.
Yeah, it's like every 2 years, I think.
You fact check while I talk. A few years ago, Mr. Isogravity, another legacy member from season 1, came up with the idea to basically have a UHC or ultra hardcore event with everyone that was on the legacy seasons 1 through 3. And so ISO organized that original event, which I believe we had in December of 2018.
Yeah, I posted my highlights video December 22nd, 2018. Yeah, so it must have been around that time.
Awesome. And it was funny because in the intro ISO was like, welcome to the first and probably last reunion UHC. And then we all had a ton of fun. Some of us met new people. A lot of us, got to see old friends. Basically, just had an overall great time, and we were all kind of itching for more. So then, roughly 2 years ago, I came along, and June of actually, I believe it was May of 2020.
It was May, yeah, 2020.
Right? I came along and started to organize the second season, and that one had a much higher turnout. I believe we had roughly 24 people show up to
6, 7,
UHC.
We had 8 teams.
8 teams of 3, so 22 people, because I think you were also lone wolf for that.
I was, that's right.
So,
Teamed up with somebody.
that was a huge event, and then it kind of became tradition this year that we do another.
Yeah, we kind of decided just to make it a regular thing after that, basically.
Yeah. Patrick and I a couple months ago started, reaching out to each other and chatting about.
No, Jay. It was like the start of the year. It was before, or it might have been like it was just before, like Community Server 2 started again. So this was a long time ago when I was like to you, hey, welcome back to the community server, and also Reunion UHC.
Let's do this, perhaps.
And that was like 6 months ago.
Damn. That's so it. Patrick and I started talking about it, and we were like, yes, let's absolutely do it again. And we spent honestly like months kind of planning and preparing. Scheduling to try and fit as many people as we could in, and then Patrick developed a whole data pack for it, and it was a wild time.
Like, because we originally intended to have it in May again, and now it's all nearly August. It'll be August tomorrow for me. So took a long time to figure it. And then we were going to have it, 2 weeks ago. But
Yes,
my plans were
believe so.
all over show. Like, I've been traveling for like 3 weeks all over the place. And then it actually turned out, like we said, we proposed like a backup date as if it didn't work out. It turned out the backup date actually worked for more people. And yeah, here we are.
So, I mean, to kind of briefly describe what a UHC is for people who wouldn't know.
Because apparently Liam didn't.
Who wouldn't know?
Yeah, so UHC is ultra hardcore. Basically, players are spawned in a world. Regeneration is turned off. So if you take damage, that damage is permanent unless you have a source of regeneration, potions, golden apples, etc. And the goal is basically to true. There's a world border. That border shrinks down to a certain area, and like TC said, it's basically last man or last team standing.
Last woman.
Last person.
True.
But yeah, so this season we had 3 players per team, and I believe we had 5 teams total, so 15 people. Had a pretty good turnout. I believe actually, I meant to get like some fun statistics before we started, but
I've got screenshots.
As far as I can remember, out of the people we had this season, this was Nina and Cyril's first reunion UHC, and Callan, I believe.
Yeah.
And then we had some people that have been here through all 3. Namely, I believe Patrick, myself, and TC have been in all 3. I know Yog was. Were you, Sean? Were you in the first one?
I surely was.
I feel like you were.
Yeah, there was another
so all
server.
4 of us
yeah,
were.
I was. Yeah, I was.
Because
I think I've had Mundy on my team all 3 times.
Was it the first one,
Yep.
Sean, where was it you were chasing me or I was on your team? I think you were chasing me and I fell down like a hole trap you had dug by my own doing.
Yes.
Yes.
Tunnels, right?
Yeah, no,
That was-
yes.
Tunnels was season 2.
Well,
Or the first
no,
the second
it definitely
one.
was
Yeah,
season
the
1.
tunnels got me
I
on
promise.
season.
I promise you, the tunnels were season 1.
Are you sure?
I'm
Really?
positive. Here, let me.
I'm
I
pretty
got
sure.
killed in the tunnels.
I'm trying to
Because
remember.
we were joking about the tunnels on the next season.
Here, let me.
Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna recreate the
Oh
tunnels.
no, it was.
Was
You're
Sean
right.
on
Yeah,
my
the
team?
tunnels. The tunnels was
I was with Jewel Gets Wrecked.
Yes.
Who the
No, the
heck-
tunnels. They were
What-
the
what was
first
it?
one, and that was the tunnel is also where we had the tower with the TNT droppers.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah,
the
'cause I had Mundy on my team, but I can't remember who else I had.
yeah, I wonder if I have it. Oh, I do
think
have a
it was season
screenshot of
2
the
was the
teams.
first season.
Here we go. No, there was teams of
Now that I
3.
take a look at it, Sean wasn't in the first reunion UHC.
Yeah,
There
here's
was a
who was at the
different-
first one.
I don't
It
mean
was
to- It was okay. It was Dragon, MC, SB, TC, Mundy, Yog, Liam, Noel, Oki, Galaxy, Jake, and myself, and then Patrick.
on Lone Wolf. Yeah, that's right.
Let me
two-man
see if I can
teams?
grab. We had teams of. Give me 1 sec. My YouTube is deciding that this is the time to have a black screen and buffering.
Yeah, I'm loading it
I
up
believe
now.
it was teams of 3 because I was on a team with ISO and Galaxy, and that's where Galaxy and I actually first started chatting, and now we're like best friends. And
So second UHC,
that's
here we
right,
go.
that's
You,
ISO too.
you were on a team with Chris and Galaxy, Chrismon.
Yep.
Sean was on a team. That's right. It was
Bulldozers.
team.
Jewel
What
Gets
was the
Wrecked
team
and
called?
Yog. Bulldozers.
Yeah, Bulldozers with Duo and Yog. That's right.
Yes.
Oh, that was when Noel was Mr. Illusions.
True.
Yeah,
So-
we had a huge. We had 1, 2. God, we had heaps of teams. That was,
It was
a big UHC.
lockdown. It was lockdown, so everyone was
So
free.
yeah, season
that's right.
season 2, or sorry, season 1. Patrick was a lone wolf again.
Yeah.
And then we had 4 teams of 3.
Mm.
TC was on a team with Money and Yog. I was on a team with
Yog.
Galaxy and Jake. And
that was
then
the
there
tunnels.
was- That was the tunnels, yeah. Because
hated those tunnels.
Noel was on a. I read out their username. Noel was on a team with Oki and Liam, and so that kind of sparked.
And I think I ended up teaming up with the gold team because I remember I found, I think it was either Jake and Kyle or all three of them. I can't quite remember, but that one. How did that one end? Are we okay? Oh, the second one is when we got chased. I got chased down by horses, by Sean.
Horses. I'm getting very confused between Existence UHC and Existence Reunion UHC.
Oh, yeah, you're thinking of like the official ones.
Because we had 3 official ones, and then we had the reunion one, and the reunion one we've kind of just sparked up, and that's kind of replaced like official.
I think you're right. Horses were season 2 reunion UHC.
They were, sure. Because I was teamed with Kyle, and I remember Kyle fell down a hole with his horse and died, and I remember being chased down by the bulldozers and being annihilated on horseback.
Yeah, that would make sense. I don't even think we won. I think we lost.
I believe red team. Are we talking season 2? Sorry.
Yes.
Reunion?
Season 2.
I believe red team did, which was Mandeep, Diamondback, and oh wait, Ciro was in the last. No, wait.
No, he was meant to be, but he couldn't make
collapsing.
it. So it was Diamondback, MC, and Mandeep.
MC, yeah. Thank you.
I'm just trying to see if it'll load, but like you said,
pretty sure the first one's the closest I came to winning one.
And then the first one. This is why we need a big pop-up. God, I lasted to like the very end of the first one. There was a pig named Patrick.
You went pretty far.
Good team. But yeah, anyway. So that's the past UHCs we've had. Now that we've all confused ourselves about which one was which and who won which one. What we need to do, Jay, is do something that I've been meaning to do since like season 2, maybe, which is to have the UHC like Victor's Hall. Where we have a track of all the people who have won all the community UHCs, all the YouTube like legacy UHCs, and the reunion UHCs.
Yeah, I would love to have like a trophy hall. Yeah, because I mean, in the town hall, because I think we're already planning on doing like a museum for things like items from events, like the Dragon Egg, namely.
Yeah.
Like my museum.
But yeah, I think you would be exactly. I think we'd also benefit from like a trophy hall for exactly that. Maybe even a spot for like, I don't know if you mentioned it already. I'm just smooth brain. Like a spot for patrons.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah,
like that's something we've always planned to do. So I think now's the time to do it.
And I mean, the nice thing about that is, it's incredibly easy to get player heads of whatever you want. You just get charge creepers, and then it's like player head data sticks now. Yeah. So like, I could farm all the patron heads. It's not like we have to have the patrons come on here and do it themselves.
Oh, I see what you mean. So just change the skin and then
yeah, exactly. And then I mean, we throw them on armor stands. The armor stands get locked, and then that's that. No one will know the difference.
Sure, we'll figure it out. But yeah, shall we talk about the UHC that's just been, because what a doozy. Where do we even begin?
Like, where did everyone spawn?
Well, why don't we begin?
Go around the table.
Why don't we begin at the very beginning? So, in the beginning, it is theorized that there was a large flash of light.
I knew you were going to do that. I was ready for it.
So when a man loves a woman...
They get automatically teleported around the world and generate chunks ready for the UHC.
Yep, that's it.
So, mcpeachpies, first name Mick, last name Pies.
Peach Pies.
Was born in a small town of Australia in the year 19. We're going to go with
Australia.
84.
Nope. All those facts are completely wrong.
Well, why don't we start with kind of beforehand. So like we had mentioned, Patrick and I kind of spent a fair amount of time planning out the UHC, and I think the biggest thing that happened this season versus others was Patrick developed a data pack for the thing, completely custom.
Yeah, because we didn't use World Water PVT, did we? Because it was never updated.
I think I can't remember what the first one used because actually no, I take it back. So the first one ISO used a old Asuma Void UHC data pack, which might have been like commands at the time. I can't remember.
No, it was still a data pack.
No,
yeah, data packs exist.
And then last season, I found a data pack by. Give me one sec. I want to give this person credit. It was a random data pack I found online by someone by the name of Rover, and it was kind of just like the pack that ISO used, but updated to previous or to current versions.
Yeah, it had a book that you could edit.
Yes, exactly. It had a book where you would edit every single setting, and then you just click start game in the book, and it starts. But Patrick, I think, made it a lot more simple. A lot more.
Yeah, so essentially, World Water PvP was an old you could use it for UHCs, but it was primarily just meant to be like it was basically like Fortnite Battle Royale, but in Minecraft. And because basically you'd start and then you'd all be like spread around the world, and yeah, it was a UHC but without the UHC aspect, but you could turn on that. And that was an old command block system, and it was gorgeous, and it had command blocks everywhere and a floating platform you could put anywhere, and it was awesome. But I've been meaning to update that for literally years now. And so yeah, for this UHC, I decided that, I'd just code a new one. And plus, we wanted to do it quite simple. Don't you do it, Jay, that will kill me. And we wanted to have something that would be simple and just functional. So literally all we needed to do was spread the players, shrink the world border, and that was about it, basically. And so, yeah, I built that up, and over the past kind of couple weeks is when we really finalized it up. And eventually I do hope to turn it into like a released data pack, but knowing me, that'll take like 6 months and then I'll probably forget about it. So and that was quite nice actually having it all kind of hard coded without any kind of configurable things apart from in the actual pack itself. So it meant we could just start the UHC manually, and then it would kind of handle the rest because there was a bit of automation involved as well, like detecting final teams and that kind of thing. And surprisingly, it worked without problem, which was a huge relief.
Well.
I was so
great.
Worried that something was going to go wrong and just break the whole UHC and we'd have to start again.
At the same time, though, we did do a lot of testing behind the scenes.
Yes.
We had a lot of the players that were going to be in the UHC come on the server with us, and we do a couple rounds, or basically just looking for problems. For bug testing is exactly what it was.
And
so
we also,
like once it came, go ahead.
It's worth mentioning simple voice chat as well.
Yeah. So the kind of big twist, I guess, for this season of the Reunion UHC is rather than play the game in Discord, which is what we have done for every single other official Existence UHC, we had every player. That was a mouthful.
That was so extravagant.
I closed my eyes, had it pictured in my brain. I was just like, one word at a time, Jay. One word at a time. You're doing great. I'm surprised I'm like actually forming full sentences.
So proximity chat.
That's getting questionable.
Yes, thank you. So we had every player in this UHC install simple voice chat, which basically adds proximity chat to the game. So rather than having every single team be in their own individual voice call that they would never leave until they died, every single person was, you could kind of describe it as being in like one large voice call, but it was completely dependent on where players are for, speaking and hearing.
So proximity voice chat.
Yeah, I just
which got nerve-wracking when you got too far away from your team.
No, don't do it.
So
that made it a lot of fun.
For sure.
I don't know how many times it's like, where did Sean go? Sean, we're back. Sean.
Yeah, I had a tendency to just like run off.
Well, I was doing the same thing. It was
just disappearing.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, you're right. I was going to say we should. I'm really curious to hear the story of because Jay and I were on separate teams, but Sean and TC, you two are on the same team. So I'm curious to hear about how because you're on. Was it green team? You guys were on.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm curious to hear how your experience was.
Well, when we first spawned in, we were like near one of the borders.
Oh, nice.
And
like literally like in the corner, we could see the border if we moved like 20 blocks.
So then we went down underground and found a big void, and of course Sean had to go into that.
I was telling
large
that
room.
was not ideal.
And then all of a sudden, like, the border's right there
at the beginning.
Oh, I lost I was gonna win the team at full health, and then so TC like we were like kind of strip mining looking for a cave basically because we had no luck with surface caves. We got caught by nighttime.
So right.
So we found like a small cave of water, and there was a gold ore, and TC mined the gold ore, and the gold.
I almost drowned.
Yeah, that too. There was a lot of almost drowning involved, but so the gold ore fell down into a big cave, and I've tried to swim like through the hole, but like stop at the end. But
and then
I don't know. Was my like my sprint set to toggle or something? I don't really fucking know. But I got flung out the cave and straight on top of mobs.
Nice.
And lost like half my health straight away.
Like creepers are blowing up and everything.
Oh yeah, it was.
And then he turns around. He's like, "Oh my god, guys, the border's right there. We gotta go."
Yeah.
Was this during the grace period or within the afterwards when the border was shrinking?
Like right after when the border just started shrinking. Started in the corner.
Well, like we tried to move away from it, but this was within 20 minutes. This was in 15 minutes, I'd say, of the border starting to close in, and suddenly I'm like, "Oh, there's the border."
Yeah, it sneaks up on you when you don't expect it to. I think we forgot to mention when we were actually doing the introduction, but there was I think a 2-minute warning for the world border before it would reach where your position.
That,
yeah.
I don't remember.
It was basically your screen would just turn red.
Yeah. Ours was red
on the outsides. Yeah,
because Monty's like, "Why is my screen turning red? Because the border's right there."
Clever.
So we went to the surface, and thankfully it was just turning day.
Yep.
And we were able to traverse some land and get away from the border.
And then we went back underground. That's when we started going after diamonds and everything else.
Yeah.
But by then, everybody else had already had diamonds and everything.
Yeah, because you guys were strip mining for ages.
Oh, when we came back up to the surface the first time, we had, I think, iron chest plates and boots, and that was it.
Yep.
Pretty much.
So, everyone else had like diamonds and everything. So we were like, okay, let's just strip mine and not lose any more health. That worked in our favor. It actually did.
Yeah, because
we didn't fight anybody.
And then you guys started climbing out from your strip mines by staircasing, and at the same time, 50 to 100 blocks away in another cave, Kellen was also mining.
Yeah, we didn't even know anybody was near us. We
were all watching you because I died.
Kellen was by himself. I'm sure he was keeping his mouth shut.
No, he wasn't. Well, he was, and then he figured out because we basically told him that we could hear him. He started talking to himself so that we could hear him. So then later on, when he who was following him? I can't remember. Was he with like purple, blue, or green? I can't remember if it was. It was you guys. It was the green team.
Yeah, it was us.
When you found Kellen, and Kellen was walking around like talking to himself, and we're like, "Oh my gosh, they're gonna hear him!"
Oh, is that when we first ate our golden apple?
Yeah,
we saw him way before. We didn't hear him at all. We saw him ages ago. When we were so on our resurfacing, we ended up running into a few caves, and we got enough gold for like 5 golden apples on top of what we already had, but we had no apples. So we resurfaced, and we came out through a cave.
Decaying trees.
But there was decaying trees already, so we already knew that there was someone here because there was items on the floor. and we had it loaded. So they were here within the last 5 minutes. And I resurfaced first, and I saw him. So.
Is that why when Kellen boated away over the ocean, you guys stayed behind to get the apples?
Yes, we were trying to.
Because we were all trying to figure out. We're like, why didn't you guys chase him? Like, you could have taken him.
We had no bows either.
Okay.
We didn't have bows or anything yet, so it's like we wanted spiders and chickens.
All right.
Yeah, so we were not finished gearing.
Well, Jay, how did Purple Team start off? Because you guys had an interesting discovery in your caving sessions.
We did. So we actually had a pretty fortunate start, which I think aided us overall. We spawned about 800 blocks from the world border.
Oh yeah, yep.
We were a decent amount of the way in, and we spawned in an oak forest with a cave opening very close to us. So we started our UHC, kind of just staying on the surface, gathering up, wood, trying to get apples, which we got none at the start. And then we were basically just like trying to gear up on the surface as much as we could, because our initial plan was stay on the surface as long as possible, and then when it starts to become night, the first night, then that's probably the time to go under, start caving.
Oh, yeah.
And so we went into that cave entrance that was near us and realized very quickly there's nothing here. It was pretty much it was a noodle cave. It was dead ends. It was like, this is not doing well for us at all.
Yeah.
So at that point we were like, okay, well, we should move. And this is after like the world borders already started moving in, so it's already starting to become night. We're realizing like this is not a good place to be. We need to move. We need to get underground. We had already had a couple incidents, like TC had mentioned before, with simple voice chat, where at one point I was sitting there in the mine, and then all of a sudden I can't hear Galaxy and Noel anymore because they've completely run off, and I'm like, guys, like,
and it's so hard
feeling, to hello. It was really scary, seriously.
So especially to track someone like in caves, like when you're in the overworld, you can kind of retrace your steps or look around, but when you're in caves, like, could have gone anywhere.
It was nuts.
And on top of that, you're like expecting to turn around and see another team.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. There were several times where one of us would be like, hang on, like, I think I saw something, I think I heard something, and we'd all just kind of crouch and go quiet. And it was like incredibly tense. We ended up traveling a little more and found another smaller cave entrance that we were like, maybe this will be good, maybe it won't be. This was during the second day. So we'd already gotten like some food and things. And we kind of went down just slightly, turned a corner, and there was this just immense cave. I'm talking like, if anyone watched the our last event, the
1.19 event,
like yes, like larger than the expansive cave we found in there. It was incredible. It was huge. Like,
and it was lava.
You could fly. Yeah, it was from like surface, like ocean level, all the way down to like bedrock. Not that we saw any bedrock, but like we were at like the lowest deep slate level you could be at some points. But because of that as well, like it was a sharp drop, so it was a matter of like, okay, how are we going to safely explore this? There was a mine shaft, and the farther we explored, we realized there was a deep dark biome down there. So,
which we were all like, remember the night before the UHC, we were like, is there any deep dark in the seed? Because we didn't actually check. And I guess there's a little bit of context. We have on the community server, Galaxy has like a plugin add-on for simple voice chat. That means like the proximity voice chat affects skulk sensors as well. So we were really unsure about having that on the UHC.
We opted not to overall.
Mm.
But yeah, basically what happened was we made our way down, and we wanted to trek over to the deep dark because that meant XP, and no mobs.
True. I didn't think about XP.
Yeah,
no
so like
that's a good point.
We were all like, that's where we want to be, because we could also find ores there, and like if we're sneaking around, we shouldn't have that much of a hard time. The problem was we were on one side of this immense cavern. The deep dark was on the complete other side. Like so what we ended up doing was we set up base camp on one end, and then we'd like make trips going out as far as we were comfortable, placing torches, gathering ores, and then one person would come back to base camp. A lot of the time, it was Noel just being like, I'm just running off. I'm going to go.
Go summon the warden.
And they'd like, yeah, they'd run out and like place a couple torches and then get hit by mobs. Because of where we were losing health rapidly. And it got to the point where I think we went from like just as much health as Green Team had at one point to almost like dead. Like there were points where I was at like 2.5 hearts.
Like what it was. I even mentioned it. I was like, "Hey, we're not doing too bad."
Yeah. I remember. See, what saved us though is we had gathered dirt and oak saplings on the surface. And so we were growing oak trees down there, and we were able to get a few apples. Exactly. We were able to get a few apples, make golden apples, and heal up. But then again, it's like at some points we were losing that health again because there were so many mobs. Maybe like halfway through the UHC, Galaxy and I are sitting at base camp, and we're both kind of like, we have not heard from Noel in a very long time. Like, where are they?
Gone.
Like, we're both like, we check tab. We're like, well, they're still alive. They still got like the same amount of health, but it's like, where? So the two of us ran out and saw Noel kind of exploring. And I don't remember exactly what happened, but I think Noel dropped down somewhere, realized, oh my God, there's a lot of mobs down where I just landed. I have no torches. I have no way to get back up unless Galaxy and Jay help me. And so they just started booking it in the complete dark. And and Galaxy and I are standing there on the ledge, literally screaming at Noel, like, Noel, come back, don't do it. And Noel's just dipping and weaving, like slowly going out of range between all these mobs. And they end up in the deep dark. And that's when they got the sneak 100 advancement. And everybody was like, oh my God, like Noel's in the deep dark.
Yep.
We were like halfway across the cavern. Like there was nothing we could do. And then it's like we had lost Noel again. They dropped to that low health point where it was like 1.5 hearts.
Yep.
And we're like, just Galaxy and are like, what do we do? What do we like? We need to get Noel back. Like, what the hell is happening? Noel started mining toward us, and we're like mining back to them.
Yep.
But yeah, it ended up being we went over to the deep dark. I feel like I'm talking a lot, but like our experience was very eventful. Is exactly how I'd describe it. We'd have like something happen that would like kind of change the mood, and then like that would be the mood, and kind of like even out for a little bit, and then another thing would happen and like do another like left turn in the direction. Do you get what I'm saying? It was like one thing to the next, and it was like...
It was very chaotic.
Very chaotic, very entertaining, I'd say, as well. I really enjoyed it. But
And then you guys found a ruined portal, and I saw you skedaddled your way over the lava lake with water, and Noel decided to go out with a bang?
So to speak. Eventually, we connected up Noel's digging tunnel with one that we had made, and we healed up Noel a bit, and then we all ran over, and we were at the edge of the deep dark, and we're like, okay, well, here we are. This is where we wanted to be. A lot less mobs. Let's get some XP. We started mining. And then we started kind of going around this huge lava lake that was in the center. And then all of a sudden, Galaxy starts yelling like, oh my God, there's a ruined portal. And so for us, that was something I was worried about when we were developing. I was like, like, are these going to be too common? There's gold in these that could be used for healing things. That was the only one we found. But we ran over there, got some gold. We also got a fortune axe, which really helped because then that was like, we can get more apples. Like Patrick said, we started water bucketing across a lava lake. And once we got across to more Skulk, we realized very quickly that the world border was closing in.
You're
in
the corner as well.
We were in another corner, and we're like, well, what do we do now? Like, we came all this way. We wanted to be here and like do some things here, but it's like, do we have enough time? I don't know. So we were kind of like chill at first. But it got to the point where like almost all of the deep dark end that we were on was covered, and so we were all like, all right, let's book it out of here. Let's kind of go. And Noel, apparently some spectators heard. They were like, well, I'm just going to spawn the warden. So they went over to a shrieker. It was so funny. They went over to a shrieker and started jumping on it. And then I like Galaxy and I running away. And then I kind of realized like halfway, I'm like, again, where's Noel? Like, what happened? So I run back, and then I see Noel just jumping on the shrieker, like, I'm gonna spawn the warden. And
the border was like 5 blocks away as well. Like Noel was
so
pushing their luck so much.
Yeah, I ran over and I'm like, Noel, we gotta go. Like, border's closing in, and then whatever the advancement is called pops up in chat, and the two of us just
hearing.
Start. Yes, the two of us.
I'm just like, nah,
screaming. Noel's like, Jay, run, go. Noel had the darkness effect until like halfway across our obsidian bridge.
Oh, true. I didn't think about that.
We're worried that Noel's gonna fall off, or like the warden's gonna follow us. We ended up being fine, but then as we're running, we're realizing the world border is really close, and it's like coming exactly where we just came in. Like, we need to go to our base camp, pack everything up, and then book it out of here before we're completely trapped in the cave, and then we're supposed to be mining our way out. When I tell you that we made it out like barely by the like blocks, I swear to God, like the world border was like halfway like through our water flow that we had going up to the surface, and we're just swimming up there like, we gotta go. Like,
I actually got some really good screenshots of that. Where have they gone?
Because we're swimming from
hang on,
go ahead,
I'll find them. I have a lot of screenshots.
We had to swim. We had to swim from like bottom level all the way up to sea level again, and then once we're all out, we're having to like build up because our staircase that we had is already covered by the world border. And then it's like, well, now we have to run to make sure we're safe. When we were underground, it was something.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun there, and then we came to the surface and started running around. Just to wrap it up, kind of just with my UHC experience. We got to the story, or whatever we're gonna call it. It's
recap,
an epic tale. We got to the surface. We started running around towards 0-0. We were rowing in boats, and then all of a sudden I hear Noel start screaming at the top of their lungs, and then I hear like a scream in the distance, and Noel's like, oh my god, it's blue team. And we start paddling away, booking it. Because that was the first people we interacted with. And apparently Kyle mentioned later, like, he was just talking to Jake and then walked out of distance and then started hearing Noel scream, and so just screamed back.
It took a very long time before any team found each other. Like, this was like a long time in.
I don't even know where that was when we ran into him.
I would bet this was maybe 20 minutes before
I think it was about an hour and
30
a half.
minutes before the border stopped shrinking. Yeah. And then for the rest of the UHC, my team basically started stalking blue team.
It was like cat and mouse, honestly.
Yeah, we went around to the entire opposite end of the now much smaller map that they were on, which had narrowed down to the jungle area, and we started just crouch walking, like whispering to each other, super stealthy, like just going in. And they had kind of set up a camp that we were watching. Then they ran over to 0-0. And so we were following them there. And then all of a sudden we just see their health dropping. And then green team's health starts dropping.
Yes, this is what I nicknamed this the Battle of Turtle Beach. Because there was on a beach and there were turtles. Well, there was turtles before Mundy killed them. And
Mundy killed a turtle.
Yes.
I didn't even see that.
Me neither.
we started watching health drop from both blue and green, and we were like, "This is it. This is our time. We got to go in right now.
It was incredible.
Or else, we're gonna lose the opportunity." So, I don't know. What exactly happened with the fight between blue and green?
Okay, so. Do you want to tell the story, TC, or will I?
I'm curious.
I don't even know what you were doing because I was walking around behind him.
Okay, so after our interaction with Callan, we encountered phantoms, so we had to sleep in a bed.
Oh yeah,
and we got some string for some bows. So TC had a bow and Mundy had a bow, but we had basically no arrows, unfortunately. But so we went.
Left while I was trying to get more string.
Yes. So TC was getting more string. It was now daytime. Just before daytime happened, there was a creeper snuck up behind us. So I jumped into the water and TC tried to shoot the creeper. And unfortunately, I came out of the water as he let go of the arrow.
And I shot him.
And he shot me. So I went from 8 hearts, I think, to 5 hearts again. Back to where I was.
Yeah.
And then a drowned appeared with a trident.
With a trident. I kept hearing it. I didn't know where it was coming from.
And he hit me while I was trying to evacuate Mundy from the situation. And I was at 3 hearts now. So myself and Mundy were in a boat and we went over towards the jungle to start farming apples because we had a load of gold but no apples.
I turned around, they were gone.
Yeah, so TC was getting string from some daylight spiders. And next thing, I just look over and in the ocean are blue team in a boat going towards TC's direction. And TC could not hear us at this moment.
I could hear them. I thought they were in a boat.
So
I was swimming toward them.
We started running back, shouting TC, that's blue, that's blue.
So TC was swimming towards blue team.
He started swimming towards them, yeah. I thought you were about to engage them. I thought you were ready to fight them.
No, I thought that was you.
Yeah, and then I think they realized that we might be better geared than them, and there was 3 of us. So they
all I heard was later, y'all.
Escaped. Yeah, they left. So we started getting apples, and this was 5-10 minutes later. And I was like, we've been getting apples for a bit. I'm just gonna go double check that they are not coming back.
And all of a sudden they're back.
And suddenly, the time I checked, they had just started stalking us, I'm fairly sure.
They were sneaking around the corner.
And, yeah, so we saw them.
All I heard was, they're here.
Yep, and we engaged them now. They had loads of arrows. We had none, unfortunately.
I was picking them up as they were hitting us.
Yeah, that was quite fortunate.
It was great to watch from spectator mode.
Myself and Mundy managed to go down around the sandbank while Jake and Kyle were focusing TC, and TC killed Jake, and myself and Mundy were about to
didn't
start
Mundy
attacking.
kill Jake?
I think Mundy killed Jake. I didn't kill anybody.
I think she did because
I got one hit on somebody.
She must have sniped him because she was right in front of me.
All I know is they were focused on one of you two when I was going around the beach, and I was coming up behind Kyle, and all of a sudden he took off, and I went to go chase him down, and that's when he lobbed me.
You're actually right. I got mixed up with who was in front of me. Now that I think about it, I was so focused on the enemy. Yeah, I got Mundy and TC mixed up with who was in front of me. Now that I think about it.
So I have a screenshot of after of Kyle's victory.
So yeah, so then the two of them start chasing Kyle, and I'm like, wait, don't hit each other, because you were like right on top of each other. And then Kyle places down a lava bucket, and poor TC gets stuck in it. And I run down to try and put out the lava, and I open my inventory. Unbeknownst to me, Mundy had just died to Kyle while I had opened my inventory, and TC then burnt in the lava while I was in my inventory trying to get this water bucket, and then he just shot me because I was in my inventory.
Yeah, so Mundy killed Jake, and then and then Mundy got shot by Kyle, and then TC actually got shot by Kyle as well. So the lava did enough damage for Kyle to one-shot TC. And then straight after that, Sean got shot by Kyle. So Kyle had like a kill streak.
Team kill.
It was.
Yeah. So
and then came Purple Team.
I was going to say, who came in and got him? Because so
in the spectator group, we were all going nuts because that was such an intense battle. First, like Mundy insta-killing Jake, and then like Kyle just sweeping in and killing everyone, and we're all celebrating and like cheering, and Jake joined the chat. And it was all like ecstatic, and then Kyle's like for like 10 seconds was like relieved and having a break, and then Purple Team ran around the corner.
So Kyle, in this whole battle, got down to 1 heart. And as we're watching this happen, we see that as well. And so we start running in. And the first thing we hear Kyle say is something like, whoa, that was cool. Or like, that was close. And then we're just like, hi, Kyle. How's it going? And he just yells, starts running. He's like, guys, let me heal. And then Galaxy and Noel start chasing after him down the beach. And then he's like trying to escape, trying to heal. And I kind of just like pulled back one arrow and just shot him from halfway across the beach and killed him.
Yep. It was incredible. It was insane. It was like I said, for the amount of time it took for anyone to actually bump into each other. And then like half an hour of people like being like, hi, and then boating away and occasionally coming back and like seeing each other, to like a 5-minute battle that took out 2 teams.
Most everybody.
Because if we quickly recap, I'll recap red and yellow, red and gold. Because gold team, Cyril died within 20 minutes. Because it was Cyril, Nina, and Yog. Yeah, Cyril was out of the picture real quick, and Nina followed not too long after, actually. So poor Yog was by himself for basically the whole game. And I think Nina was spectating for a lot of time, and he literally just like dug tunnels all over the place and strip mined all the time. By the time I was in spectator mode, he was actively strip mining with the border behind him closing in.
By the time I found him, he was just sitting in a hole, it's crouching.
Yeah, yep. And that's how we made it to the end. But red team, we just spawned in a forest, got some apples and that kind of thing, and then we boated around a bit and got to the jungle, or part of a jungle anyway, and couldn't find any caves, found a little cave entrance that was just like a water cave, so we didn't want to risk it too much. And then journeyed on the next day and found a huge cave opening. Well, not a huge one, but like a real deep one. MC got shot by a few skeletons and eventually got chased by like 3 skeletons and nearly died straight away, leaving just me and Kellen all by ourselves. And we continued on through the caves, got a whole bunch of diamonds, smelted MC's armor and tools into iron nuggets, which wasn't really, we didn't realize, didn't think about the fact that you only get 1 nugget per item. So had like just 3 random iron nuggets for no reason.
That's really funny.
Fortunately, though, MC had a whole bunch of apples on him, so we managed to grab those because we did not want to lose those.
How'd you die?
I'll get to that soon. Because Kellen was pretty low, but I was on full health for ages. In fact, when I died, I'd only lost 1 heart. Or half a heart. Can't remember. Because I lost half a heart to gravel falling on me, and I think that was basically it. But Kellen and I found these real deep caves, and like we were like below, like deep under deep slate and all that, and found a bunch of diamonds and gold. And then we were just roaming around a cave, and I hear a creeper like fall, and I like yelled. I was like, Kellen, and then boom, one-shotted by a creeper. That was it.
I hate that.
Yeah, like, and go into spectator mode, and then straight above me was like a ledge where this creeper must have been, just waiting for us to show up. And I was kind of gutted because, like I said, for the past 2 reunion UHCs, I've actually made it pretty much to the end, and I don't know if that's because was doing like lone wolf and like relied on other teams, or whether, I don't know, just got unlucky. But we were doing so well. Like, Callan was low, but I had full health before I got one-shotted by a creeper. And Callan was getting actively attacked as well. And I had a whole bunch of gold on me, and all the apples as well, I think. So Callan was all by himself now. So Callan and Yogg were by themselves, while all the other teams were full except... Mm-hmm. Oh, Liam died. Did Liam blow up to a creeper? Liam on blue team? Pretty early on as well, didn't he?
Yeah, Liam died definitely after you and... No. I think Liam was the third to die.
Yeah, he died pretty early. Or fourth. Yeah, then Callan, he was like down to like 1 heart, or he was real low, and he boxed himself in and was actively sorting through all my gear. Meanwhile, the border was actually like shrinking in real quick. It was like maybe 300 blocks away, if that, even closer, like 200. And he didn't realize until the last minute. I think he started like panicking. You could see he was clearly like freaking out, and he just ended up like digging straight up and eventually started staircasing. Meanwhile, we're all watching him like doing these things. We're like screaming like as if he could hear us, like trying to get him to dig in the right direction. And then we all just kind of followed around, because it was really funny watching like half of a UHC play out just in perspective, like spectator. And Cal ended up just boating around a bit, and he went and found a whole bunch of like shipwrecks and stuff. And he ended up getting, because me and Callan, we'd pretty much get up. We're ready with diamonds and an obsidian. We're about to make an enchanting table. So he ended up getting an enchanted diamond sword and diamond leggings and chestplate. And like I said before, while we were watching him, we could see green team appear in the distance in their strip mine while Callan was caving. And we keep kind of bouncing back and forwards between the teams and just Yogg and Callan and seeing what they're doing. And eventually, Callan and Yogg actually found each other on an island. Yogg was in a tunnel, and Callan had no idea. He spent ages on a boat. And we were so sure that they were going to end up fighting, but they didn't. Callan, I don't think Callan saw Yogg, or he might have said his name tag very briefly, but Yogg was definitely hiding and shifting, just watching Callan, who at this point was talking to himself. And then they both ended up, just kind of roaming around until Callan, he bumped into green team, and you guys chased him off. And then I think he bumped into you guys, Jay, didn't you? In the jungle?
Yes. When everybody else was dead, he did.
Yeah, so he was on top of the jungle trees while you guys had just cleaned up blue team.
Mm.
And and then that brings us to the final battle with Yogg whimpering in a tunnel, because he was hiding and it would go dark, and he would like dig a tunnel and bury himself. And Callan perched up on the trees, and what happened next, Jay?
Once we killed Kyle, the three of us were kind of like, well, what now? I mean, even after green team got wiped out, we were a team of 3, and then there were only just solo players left. So Kyle got killed, and then it was light purple, Yogg, and Callan left. And so we were kind of like, well, we don't want to wipe the floor and just not have fun. So we were kind of like, well, what if Callan and Yogg cross-teamed? What if they, did like a temporary alliance and fought against us, just so it's not like, oh, all 3 of us swarm Callan and then all 3 of us swarm Yogg. Like, we wanted to make it a little bit more fair than just...
Because at this point too, Yogg had no enchanted. He was just running like iron, and Callan, like I said, he had a fully like enchanted armor. So it was kind of not going to be a very fair fight if it was. Would have been funny.
So it would have been funny, but we were basically like, we ran into Callan. We were like, Callan, let's find Yogg. You 2 cross team. We'll make it like a 2v3. We'll have a little more fun. And to be fair, when we were doing that, all 3 of us on purple team were probably like half health And I think Callan and Yogg were a little more.
Yogg had 8 hearts plus 2 absorptions, which basically had him at full. And Callan was on like, I don't know, 2/3. I can't remember quite exactly.
So it definitely would have been, it was a pretty fair fight. It was really funny because we're typing in chat, we're like calling out, where's Yogg, where's Yogg? And then all of a sudden Yogg just appears behind us.
He did.
Out of nowhere.
So what Yogg was doing, so yeah, you guys were talking to Callan actively, you know, and Callan came to visit your little campsite you had made. It was quite funny. We were all laughing away like nothing else. And Yogg was hiding in a little cave where, like, on the very corner of like the Savannah Island, which was next to the jungle area. And he was just hiding there, and he was just sitting there. Like, you guys had no idea he was just there. And so you guys are all running around, and it wasn't until the border had shrunk completely that Yogg snuck around over where the ocean bit was. He just he went underwater, that's right. Because Sean and TC were also there. We were just watching him. And he just dove underwater down to
using the doors.
And he was actually hiding underneath like a jungle bush while you guys were like running around in that corner looking for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then
he could definitely hear you.
He could, yeah. And that's when he realized, I think, what was actually going on, because he didn't know that you guys were like communicating with Callan. I don't think so. I don't think he could hear you.
Okay.
And then he just came out and he just stood there and was like, "Hi."
Popped up.
Like, where's Yogg? Where's Yogg? And turn around at opposite sides of them.
He was just right there. I was sure he was going to like attack you.
Yeah, it really looked like he was about to start attacking you.
I thought he was too. Like, he just walked straight up, like just as close as, you know, Sean and I are, just like chilling,
just hanging out.
It was, yeah. So at that point, we were just like, okay, Yogg, Callan, you take one corner, the other 3 of us will go to the other. And then once we got there, we did a countdown. And once the countdown started, Galaxy and Noel were like, started to run in. And I was like, okay, I had a pretty cool bow that I picked up from someone on Blue Team. I'll climb up in the trees. I'll like kind of scout out, do some call outs like, oh, Callan's over to your left. And then like also try and provide cover fire with arrows. I climbed up a tree, a very tall tree, like 25 blocks, like a large jungle tree, one of the taller jungle trees. And I was like, well, they're getting closer to the center and more toward Callan and Yogg's corner. I want to start hopping on the trees to try and get closer, to see better, to shoot better. And I lunged off of the tree I was standing on to try and catch a vine on the next one. I missed that just barely. And halfway down, I'm like, oh, I'm dead. And I landed in a puddle on the ground and
you
started
smacked
laughing
into some
my butt
leaves.
off.
Yep.
It was so funny. Like, after all of that, I slip and fall off some vines and just die.
And then Galaxy,
and then
actually Yogg put up a fair fight, to be honest. Galaxy got pretty low.
They both put up a really fair fight.
Galaxy ended up sniping Yogg while he was running away.
I think Yogg was the first to die, but got Galaxy down to like 1.5 hearts.
Yep.
Yeah,
Galaxy was on 3.5. And Noel, this is right at the very end, Noel was on 0.5 heart. And Callan almost got Noel. Like, it was so close, and they both lava bucket each other and everything. And then Callan was basically using this jungle tree as cover with Noel flanking on the left and Galaxy flanking on the right. Meanwhile, Callan, was still getting Noel down to 0.5 heart. Like, it was so close. We were all like rooting for Callan, so determined that he was gonna like pull through. And he was so close to getting Noel, then he could have like potentially got Galaxy as well, especially with the diamond sword and the diamond chest plate and the leggings. But then actually Callan was killed by Noel. Noel managed to shoot Callan, got a snipe shot.
Yep.
And it was so close. And then Purple Team pulled through with Galaxy and Noel as the surviving standards and won. It was Crazy.
Very fun.
Oh, and
Very fun.
Noel tried to be the sole victor and killed Galaxy during the victory period, so it didn't actually count. But just want to mention that Noel attempted to mutiny.
Oh, I thought Galaxy
brutally murder a child. I mean, what?
Oh dear. But
Ever
yes,
been touched by a woman?
No, there was a lot of back and forth between a lot of teams with just constant insults and harassment while trying to taunt people. It was because spectators
of course.
Spectators could hear all the things that the teams were saying.
Oh, that was so confusing.
So, but the players alive couldn't hear spectators. So it was really funny listening into everyone talking, and then spectators will send a message in chat and everyone be like, nope. Got him.
Oh, hi guys.
Yep. But yes, was the craziest end battle. I was so expecting a sooner battle between some teams, but we didn't get there in the end, and it was all in that last 45 minutes. I swear it was all the player versus player. The rest was just creepers.
I would love to do that.
We used a seed. I don't think we mentioned this. We used a seed that patrons actually voted on for the current server we're on, Community Server 2, and didn't end up getting picked. It was called Waterways.
It was a big contender, though.
Yes, very big contender. That was actually my vote for a while. But what? Where was I going with this? I had
the
thoughts in mind. Yeah, the seed that was used, it had a lot of ocean, and so Patrick and I during development were kind of concerned about, is this going to be enough ocean versus land? Are players going to be spread out far enough? And I feel like because we only had 5 teams, it was a very nice balance of that. Where teams,
I think it was perfect.
Teams are spread out enough. Yeah, honestly.
And I really do feel because of the ocean too, I feel like it was more fun because of that, because it meant that there was more to kind of explore and you could explore quicker. And it also added that element of you guys boating around. I have this great screenshot of purple team all sitting in their little boats. Let me find everything. Here we go. Yeah, all 3 of you in your boats talking to blue team who had made a little dirt fort on top of the boat. And it's just it looks like an actual historical battle photo. It's perfect. And I'm gonna have all these. If you're listening to the audio, I'll have these screenshots through in the actual video version on YouTube. But yeah, it was it's just perfect. But I think it actually, like I said, it worked out quite well. And the waterways aspect of the spawn area was quite cool too, even though most people travel by foot. But
I think it was season 1. I did all the yellow banner shields.
Oh yeah,
and it wasn't until the end that I could actually.
That was.
It wasn't until the end I actually found the cactus to make green ones for this time, but it was too late.
Oh, color coordinated armor, that would have been great. But yeah, the seed road, I think it's a really cool seed and it had really cool caves, but it is an interesting seed. I feel like for the actual community server, it might have been it feels a lot smaller than the seed we have now, just in a retrospect of the seed we ended up picking with.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But no, I think it was a great pick. And it was a really cool idea to end up using that seed that we already had discovered, because when we ended up picking the seed for the community server, we kind of put those ones aside and we knew we might potentially use them another day for a different project or the UHC. So it all kind of worked out in the end, really.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, Oh, for UHC was quite a chaotic scheduling plan, and when we had last minute we had a few people not available, or we had to reshuffle all the teams. I was a little bit worried that things might not be as enjoyable, or with the seed, or with something going on with the data pack. But honestly, this has been one of the best UHCs I think Existence has had.
For sure.
Very
Absolutely.
memorable, especially.
The reunion UHCs are always special, I think.
And it's it was good to see people it's good to have Sean around again, and to see Cyril and Nina again. I haven't spoken to them for ages.
Mm-hmm.
And even like having like Kyle, even though Kyle's been on the community server, it's good to have Kyle back as well. But like Liam, hardly ever see Liam apart from occasionally on Discord, like chatting. And just everyone in general. So hopefully,
and Sky, and Sky, I hope your dog's doing okay.
Yeah, Sky had a little. There's been a bit of an emergency with Sky's dog, so hopefully everything's all right there. Because Sky wasn't fully intending on being there, and Sky was going to be teamed with. Originally, was going to be teamed with Noel and Galaxy, and I was going to be on the same team. Because originally, I was going to do Lone Wolf, but then I wanted to be with Callan.
And Jay was going to be low.
Yeah, and then Jay was going to be Lone Wolf, but then we ended up putting Jay. So no Lone Wolf this season, which is a shame because in the data pack, I fully automated the Lone Wolf system. Like it was perfect. Like Lone Wolf would find a team, like give the team a hug basically, and then be joined onto that team automatically. It was perfect. But oh well.
It announced in chat and everything. It was make a ding.
We did mention during development, I think when we were talking, Jay, that we would love to do another community UHC. Because we haven't done one of those in a very long time. Like I feel like we might have done one for
second anniversary.
Not the, because what are we now? The 6th anniversary, 5th. It might have been the 4th anniversary. Because we've just had the 6th. So I think it was the 4th anniversary. We did a community UHC.
Yes, it was in its joint.
Like it was earlier.
Community server 1.
That was earlier. I think that was only the 2nd or 3rd.
Wasn't there a 24-hour stream?
Because I think I recall what you're talking about. Yeah, was it during the 24-hour stream? The super long one?
Because I wasn't there.
I don't.
Because that was during Legacy Season 2.
Hang on, let me Existence.
And that was
what do we got here?
That might have been our last community one. Because I don't recall doing one since we opened up the community servers.
No, it might have been. I don't know, because we launched Season 3 and Keystone around the 2020. Oh, I don't know. We could spend ages figuring it out. But point being, it's been a long time since we've done a community like UHC, and I think it'd be a great idea to do another one.
Apparently, the SMP needs to update its server or online page to have a little more info on this kind of stuff.
Yeah, we should make a UH or like an events tab.
UHC page?
Maybe. It'll be easier once we get the town hall maybe finished up. We can have a record in there. I think that'll be the best way to do it. But yeah, anyway, I guess, that's pretty much the UHC recap. Is there any kind of other thoughts we want to kind of pitch into that and before we kind of wrap up, as the podcast is probably reaching the end here? I think everyone's pretty happy.
I think we summed it up pretty well.
Yeah, but no, it was an awesome UHC. Thanks to I mentioned this at the UHC, but thanks again to everyone who was able to attend or even wasn't able to attend, but contributed and was looking forward to it. We hopefully have another one soon, a community one soon, and what an awesome time it was. Congratulations to Purple Team, Noel, and iGalaxy. You're right there, Sean. No, Jay, you died.
Okay.
Right. But you did very well.
I think I died before Sean.
Got very close. Yeah. And Callan and Yog, good efforts too, even though Yog had a very interesting UHC, mostly tunneling before being shot. But everyone played really well. It's a shame Cyril and Nina died so early on, but still, good efforts by all. And highlight videos from me should be out soon. Jay streamed it. Nina streamed it. I think somebody else, Galaxy has a replay, I think, and I think Liam was maybe going to be recording it, but I'm not too sure. I'll be sure to continually update the links in the description for any videos and streams.
Didn't ISO do the replay mod?
Not too sure. But yeah.
Somebody did the replay mod.
If people do link, we'll have a playlist in the description as well. So I'll have that there. But yeah, from me, thank you everyone who listened to the podcast. A little bit of a rambly one just to recap the extremely crazy UHC we've had, and thanks to TC, ItsPurpleJay and ISean for coming to the podcast.
And thank you for hosting.
Anytime.
Thank you.
All right.
Patrons?
Yes, thank you to... Oh, yes, of course. I always forget. It seems to be every second time I forget about the patrons. So I'll bring that up now. Thank you, of course, to our patrons. They allow us to have this awesome community server and the creative server we host, and have cool events like this with all the people we've had. So a big thanks to Sugarcaney, The Mundane, iGalaxy, Wafflestick, Torbray, Henry, Ha2222, Bamboo, The Epion Project, Dashlib, Howler Gaming, PurpleJay, Telx, Delta Dragon, My Therapy, and I Need Help, also known as MC Zombie Slayer. Hopefully that's all up to date. But yes, thank you everyone for your support, and thank you to just everyone in the community. It's 6.5 years we've been going now, and it's been awesome. So yeah, we will see you all next month or so, whenever we get around to next podcast. And we hope you all enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
See you later.
Bye.